Hi everyone, today I'm doing my stock market portfolio review for September 2019. Now if this is your first time checking this series out, basically what happens is I reveal like the full list of stocks that I'm currently invested in, and then I get an average return from what I've got, and then I compare it to the S&P 500 and I see if I have beaten the S&P 500. And over the course of the year, my aim is to beat the S&P 500, which I've done kind of the previous 3 years that I've been invested in the stock market. This year it's a little bit closer, so we'll have a look and see if I am beating it in a second. But just before I do reveal the full stocks and my stock market return for September 2019, guys, there's always a few points that I make, and that is that I always do this from a long-term investing point of view. So even though I'm like trying to beat the S&P 500, at the end of the day, the aim is to make profit and sell these stocks for profit, like I already have done this year with Apple and Constellation Brands. As well as that, guys, some of these kind of like numbers as well, it's really hard for me to kind of like show like exact position sizes. So Microsoft is taken as the exact same size as every other stock, even though it is my biggest position in my portfolio. So keep that in mind as well, guys, that it doesn't have the exact portfolio size of that position in here. As well, guys, I always do this to try and help everyone that is kind of like looking for information. So I do this to be transparent and try and show every move that I make in the stock market. You know, when we look at quite a few of the biggest like stock market channels, they kind of never reveal their portfolio and how they're doing. So I always try and be transparent on this channel and try and show that what I'm trying to do is the right thing. So I hope you guys do appreciate that. But that's the kind of like talking over and done with. What I'll do now is I'll get my kind of like document up showing all the returns I have on my stocks, and then my stock market return for September 2019. So guys, this is my stock market portfolio for so far this year. You can see the positions on the left, the date that I entered, and then January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August and September, and the return for every stock so far that month, and a year-to-date return on the end. And at the bottom we have our total return and also our S&P 500 return for the months. So we'll start off with the top, which is JD, which has not done well recently the last 2 months. So JD at the moment, that gave a negative 9.5% return for September. Microsoft seemed to do really well, but actually ended up flat, which was a 0.28% return negative. J&J, 0.28% positive, so not much there. Visa went down 3.68%. Kind of when we look at that, you can see that August and September, it's been down 2 back-to-back months now, and that's probably one of the reasons why I bought more shares in that recently. Facebook down 4.56%, which is a stock that I'm currently now looking at to buy in at some point. Kind of like the one that I'm kind of fancying on the stock market right now. Walgreens pulling out a really good month, 7.96%. Like I say, Walgreens is a stock that I kind of got for the dividend. But eventually, when that position goes up, probably 30% from where I bought in, that is probably where I'd look to sell that stock. But I feel like it's a pretty cheap stock right now. CBRE Group, which gave me a return of 2.46%. That's just a steady return really from them all year. Carnival, that actually really did had a good month until it actually brought its earnings out, and then it cut its forecast. So that pretty much was flat at negative 96%. Alibaba, another Chinese stock that was down, not as much as JD, that was down 3.95%. Tesla was the best performing stock in my portfolio for September, which gave us a return of 9.21%. Align Technology, another negative month since I've entered that stock, which was 2.28%. So I'm kind of like looking at Align now, and I'm kind of thinking Align Technology stock is kind of getting to a point now where it's down close to 20%, and that might be a stock that I just buy a little bit more of to bring my cost basis down a little bit and average in. MO or Altru stock, that is down 9.31%, and that also led me to go and extend that position and buy some the other week, which I made the video about. And to be honest with you, I'd like to buy a lot more Altru stock. I'm just kind of like giving it time to just spread out my investments and don't go too heavy too soon in case it goes down a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not too fussed about that one going down because that's all just because of the negative of the vaping news. That gave me a return of negative 1.22% for that month, which now gives my year-to-date return to 13.09%. And the S&P 500 was 1.27%, which was a return of 15.72% for the year. So you can see that we have fallen behind the S&P now. And also, we were negative that month, whereas the S&P was positive that month. So we kind of, overall it was a kind of a 3% changeover right there, the difference between us. Now, overall, I am behind the S&P 500 now with 3 months to go. My kind of thinking right now is I'm not panicking too much because we have got 3 months, and normally we get that Christmas rally going on at some point. So I'm kind of confident that we will pull it back and get back in front of the S&P 500. From here, I kind of do see myself kind of hopefully getting about a 15% return year to date. That's kind of like my aim, so we'll see what happens. Position wise, there's not any positions that I'm willing to sell right now. I'm kind of happy with everything. Buying wise, there's a chance that I'll probably buy maybe some Altria stock again, maybe towards the end of the month. I'm kind of looking as well at Aurora stock. I'm kind of looking at them and maybe adding them into my portfolio at some point. But that'd be quite a very small position, kind of like a spec play, really. That's what I'm looking at Aurora Cannabis as. Facebook is the next one that I'm kind of like looking now, and Align Technology. Maybe the price would have to drop maybe another 5% for me to go and buy it, but they're kind of like the next couple I'm looking at, because I said on the 3 stocks I'm buying, I'm looking at Visa, I'm looking at Altria stock, which I bought, and Aurora Cannabis, which is my next one that I am pretty much considering. But overall, I don't know if there'll be too many changes from now to the October one, but if there is any, guys, I'll obviously make a video about it and tell you why I got into the stock. But overall, we're not doing too bad, really. Obviously, I'd like to get back ahead of that S&P 500 in the next 3 months, which I think we can do. But yeah, like I say, guys, I just enjoy sharing this with you guys, and hopefully it benefits you guys seeing someone else's portfolio, because I like looking at other people's portfolios that are on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you could give the video a like, that'd be amazing. Subscribe if you haven't, that'd be really good as well. Hopefully we'll try to get 500 subs by October, that'd be amazing. And I'll see you in the next video.